Yo, welcome to the Mango Drop, where we bring you sweet mango slices, which you might prefer to call them gists. So today we will be talking about Burna Boy, Jude Okoye, elder brother to Peter and Paul Okoye, popularly known as P Square. So let's kick right into it. First off, this is why we think Burna Boy is the king of petty. If Burna Boy is not dashing out money to people just to get at his ops, like he did recently by giving Portable 20 million naira for beating Speed Darlington in their boxing match, or when he gave Cubana Chief Priest brother 30 racks because he's feuding with Cubana Chief Priest, and then I think he tried to give some money to Cubana Chief Priest alleged baby mama, the one who is from another African country. I think she's Kenyan, I'm not sure, but then that's on the side. And then if he's not taking jabs, saying someone's house is not paid for in full, that someone is renting a house in Okoye or something, like he did I think late last year. So the new one right now is Burna Boy drops a bombshell about the song Lahore remix, or preferably I think it's called Lahore 2, which is the second version of Shallipopi's hit Lahore. So Burna Boy drops a bombshell about the song, saying this one, which we are all thinking is the remix, is actually the original. So it's not like he's dissing Shallipopi or anything, but I bet he has love for him because he still brought Shallipopi out at his concert to perform Lahore remix a couple of days ago. But I feel this is a slight diss to Davido. Okay, before you guys say, oh yeah, you guys are the Mango Drop, you guys like to reach, you guys like to make things up and stuff, you guys like to look for trouble where there is no trouble. Let me break it down to you and let you guys see why I feel this is a shot at Davido. So in a surprising twist, Burna Boy has revealed that the track we've all been calling the Lahore remix is in fact the original version of the song. According to Burna Boy, Shallipopi's solo release is the actual remix, not the other way around. But let me read what Burna Boy said in his story on Instagram so you guys will have a clearer gist of this whole situation. Okay, yeah, so here goes Burna Boy. He said, so after all these years, y'all still don't know me enough? Question mark. If this Lahore, in quote, was the remix, then I'd go first. LOL. This was actually the original version. It just couldn't be cleared for the time he wanted to release because it clashed with other releases that had to do with me. Now the remix Shalli first drop. This is the original. At Shallipopi featuring Burna, Lahore 2, dropping today at 12 a.m. So yeah, from this story that he posted, what we can get from it is this was the version we were supposed to have, and not the one that just had Shallipopi on it. But you know how these things work, especially when you have a deal signed with all these big record companies. You can't just release song like how you would release when you are an indie artist, or when you are signed to like a small label that has them like a macro management system put in place. Because record labels have big plans, they have to roll out songs in a different manner, where every budget, like everything is budgeted for, and every date and every timing is for a purpose. And then they have to look at their whole roster of all the artists they have under them, and you as well. So this includes when you feature someone on this, when someone features you on the song as well. Like, because I am featuring you does not mean I can just drop a song, my song. Even though it's my song, I can't just drop it out there because I'm featuring you anytime. It has to be cleared by the label, especially when the person you're featuring is a bigger artist. What he's saying is Shallipopi couldn't drop the song soon enough, as Shalli would have loved. But because he couldn't wait for Burna's record company to get things sorted, he decided to drop his version of the song first. But surprisingly, his version of the song blew up, and he had just him on it, so he blew up like crazily. It's by far my favorite song. If I'm not even capping right now, it's my favorite song of 2025 so far. I'm not saying any other song won't beat that spot for me, but it is my favorite song 2025 so far. I'll say from every, like, any popular artist here, because I have some other songs from upcoming artists that I love so much, but I'll say from popular artists right now, it's from January till April right now, this very day, it is my favorite song so far. Also, if you would note, I think Burna Boy's revelation is why the song is titled Lahore 2 and not Lahore Remix, because it is people like me on Twitter and on X, sheesh, it's people like me on X and on every other social media that is writing Lahore Remix. Officially it's titled Lahore 2, so I think it is because of this reason why they are not calling it Lahore Remix and Lahore 2, because it is actually not a remix. This is the original version, so they just call it like a part 2. So I don't know, maybe some fans reacted to this version thinking it was unnecessary for a remix to come out now since the song is doing so well, because oftentimes people always confuse the reason why remixes are important. Remixes are not just done based on the fact that you feel the need to change up a couple of things on your song. Sometimes it is done because you are trying to reach out to a bigger market and you realize that, okay, this song has done what it could do, which is huge in my own bandwidth. Now I need to spread my tentacles further to get another person who has more clout than I do to be on the song, so that we can even have like more reach on that song. Just like the remix of Essence with Wizkid and Thames, the original, and then the remix featured Justin Bieber, or just like Rema featuring Selena Gomez as well. These remixes are quite important because it kind of breaks you into a larger market, so to say. I will not say I necessarily agree with some of these remixes sometimes, because sometimes I feel they are unnecessary, if I'm being honest. I know I've had like this conversation, or so to say an argument with some of my friends concerning why some remixes I feel they should have rather worked on a new song together rather than making a remix of that song. But then what do I know, these guys make decisions that they feel they will benefit from more to them. That's what they think. So anyways, like I said, I don't know, maybe it was the fans' reaction that got to Burna Boy for him to have made this revelation. Maybe they said the remix was unnecessary, or maybe some people said he was desperate to jump on a mega hit that he needed the feature badly, or whatever, and then he felt the need to come out to set them straight. But from what he said, one thing is clear. It means whenever you want to feature Burna Boy on a song, which is the remix, he has to have the first verse. This is because he's a juggernaut. For someone of his caliber, if you are going to feature him on a remix, he has to come first. I think somehow, some way, this part has been negotiated in the deal that you would get if you want to feature Burna on your remix, that he has to go first, because he boldly said that if this was a remix, then trust me, I would go first. And if you look at a song like Swala Bam remix, he went first. And if you could look at some other remixes as well, I can't remember off the top right now, he always seems to go first recently in every remix. So he's also trying to let it out there that he doesn't jump on people's hits for relevance, because if you look at it very well closely, that's the tone he's trying to set. Like, I don't just jump on people's hits for relevance. People have to walk up to me and say they want to do a remix, and I have to feel like, yeah, I want to do that remix with you, to do the remix. And if I'm going to do it, I have to jump first. If it is a feature, then you can have your first verse or whatever and put me anywhere, because it's the first version that everyone would hear. So I'm not too keen on who comes first. It's your song, do your shit. This is why I think it is a slight or subtle jab towards Davido. Who else in the industry has more remixes, features than any other artist in Nigeria? Yep, none other than Davido, especially from emerging artists with #1 records of the moment. Like, to be fair, I don't even think it's a bad thing. You know, everyone would have like a principle of that, like the trajectory they want their career to go in, like roll in, you get what I'm saying? But it is not a bad thing. It is, maybe it's not a great thing, but I think it's a good thing, because everyone gets to benefit at the end of the day. You might look at it and say, oh, Yeah, maybe Davido needs the relevance. He needs to elongate his career and his relevance in the game by jumping on these remixes to keep his name active in the game. But to me, if you ask me though, I'm like, the other guys that he's featuring, he owes them nothing. And these guys, whether we like it or not, are the bigger beneficiaries of these remixes because he tends to help them break into a bigger market. Like when Nigerian artists do remixes with all these really big artists like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez and the likes of them, you know, people who can help you break into a new market that you are not existing in or that you do not have too much clout in. That's the whole idea. So it happens everywhere. The same way you have someone who is bigger than you, that's how you have other people that you are bigger than. So everyone needs someone at the end of the day. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a bad thing, if you ask me, that David works with new guys in the game that just have maybe one song to their name or two songs to their name, or that broke out that year. It is helping them more than it is helping him. Yeah, maybe there's a strategy behind it, which is him using them to have more relevance or stay longer in the game. Yeah, maybe. But then, are the songs not delivering? They are. At the end of the day, does the song look like it was a useless feature? None that I know of. Or maybe I have to really rack my head to think of one. I think David is doing them a solid for all these features. With this whole explanation, I think I'm able to link the reason why I think this is a subtle jab to Davido or the likes of Davido who do remixes with other guys with number one songs that are not as big as they are, just to keep their name buzzing. Earlier I still had like a conversation with someone here saying, well, he was supporting Burna Boy for setting the record straight, and to me I'm like, it's irrelevant. Like, I think Burna needs to understand that he is so big right now that some little details do not actually matter. Like, it just shows how frail his ego is to me. And I am saying this as one of his number one fans, funny enough, but it doesn't mean that I should agree with everything that he does. Like, he doesn't have to come out to start explaining to people saying, oh yeah, this is actually the original, that one was the remix, so if it was this, like tooting his own on. It's unnecessary, to be fair, because to be honest, he's big. He's way bigger than all of that type of conversation. You shouldn't even entertain it. When you see stuff like that on social media, maybe people say, you just ignore. Let them see, let them have their feel. If it happens that like months later or years later and that conversation comes up, and then you try to shed more light on it and tell people, okay, give us the inside gist of how the song came about, yeah, that's fine. But doing it now, you have a song dropping 12 midnight, and then you are already writing stuff that looks like you are writing against the song. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I know at the end of the day there's no bad publicity, and him saying that and people talking about it would even make the song even trend more, make it bigger. Maybe this is all a marketing tool at the end of the day. But knowing Burna for who he is, I'm sure he's just feeding his ego by saying it, not like any marketing tool. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be a big success to the song for both of them. So anyways, if you've not listened to the song Shallipopi featuring Burna Boy, Lahore 2, go listen, leave it in the comments, whatever it is that you think. Now let's move on to the next topic. From Cell to CELLebration, from EFCC to Say Cheese, not other than Jude Okoye, who just got released from jail after 2 months. Like, I don't mean to laugh at anybody's pain or anything, so maybe my humor here could have gone a little bit dark when I said from jails to confetti and all of that. But then, after 2 months in EFCC custody, the music mogul Jude Okoye is back on the streets. I think this is worth talking about, yeah, because the whole Okoye family has had like a whole lot of drama going on. From inside source, they revealed that the drama had existed before their mom died. The mom's passing was the catalyst that drove Peter to come out with all these allegations, and then this fight started happening. Remember when the fight started happening, we all thought it was like a publicity stunt, because I think they were working on an album at the time or something. No one could believe that twins fighting each other. And then it eventually turned out that the whole fight was because of their elder brother, or should I say the eldest brother, because I think he's the firstborn. So after 2 months of being in EFCC custody, he's been in, I think, in a correctional facility in Okoye. After 2 months of being locked up, he's finally out. On February 20, 2025, EFCC swooped in on Jude Okoye, or maybe he turned himself in. The elder brother to the famous but yet embattled duo P Square was arrested with allegations of 1.38 billion naira in fraud. Whew, that's a lot. I think that's the conversion in naira. I think the money we're talking about is in dollars, so I think it was maybe like less than $1 million or something. He got arrested February 20. Court hearings began May 15, and he got released April 23. In total, that's 63 days tucked away by the boys in red. You know, when you're locked up by the boys in red, they make a big issue out of every single detail. But anyways, Paul went up there to get his brother out of jail while rapping J. Cole's Crooked Smile in the car. He was like, open up that cell, let my brother out of jail. I got money for the bill now, and well now. I'm just joking. He wasn't rapping J. Cole's Crooked Smile on the way. But man, when I read the news and they were like, Paul went to get him, that was what came. That scene, that line from the song just came into my head, and I could picture him like rapping J. Cole's song while he was on the way to the facility to get his brother out. So Jude Okoye is out, but the family feud is messier than ever, and there is a divide. It is Paul and Jude against Peter. So it's like a 2v1, and because it's a 2v1, most of their associates are also divided in support of Paul and Jude. So it's like a majority over the lone guy. So Peter right now is like the lone ranger. But I don't know how this works though, because in my head I'm thinking, do they still have like family gatherings where, let's say, an uncle that they are all close to has like a wedding and they all have to be there? Do they get to sit at separate tables and they look at each other, like mean mug each other, or they G-check each other outside? Like, I don't know how this, I can't even picture is like this going on between me and the sibling. I pray this doesn't happen. Like, we don't have issues where money is the center of the disagreement. But the interesting part is he walked out of jail straight into his birthday party. I think that's a flex in its own, because you walk out of jail straight into a birthday party thrown by friends and family. That's cool though. But then the Okoye civil war is still on. Like, it is still on because he just got bailed. Not like the case has been thrown out or there is a verdict yet. So the case is still ongoing, and I think Peter will still have to take the stand. I don't think Paul would have to take the stand, or Peter will have to take the stand, because I think all the allegations come from him, and he was the reason why EFCC looked into the books to see, okay, if there's any foul play. And from what I could read on news, they saw like there was a whole lot of foul play, which I will try to point out. Okay, first off, Peter came out with a quote saying, "Don't let family be the reason you are drowning in silence. I did for over 20 years and it almost cost me everything." So here he's trying to like let people know that he just didn't come out of the blue to expose his elder brother for wrongdoing, that he's actually been holding it in. He has tried multiple times to have like a meeting or a conversation to have them resolve these things behind closed doors, but I guess the brother wasn't going to budge and he wasn't going to budge, and then he felt, okay, you know what, the best thing to do is to get like justice, because I feel I've been wronged. So we're not saying maybe Jude is wrong here as well, because, well, the law will let us know at the end of the day who is right and who is wrong from their findings. So these are Peter's claims against Jude. He claimed that Jude registered Northside Music Limited in his wife's name. Northside Music Limited is different from Square Records. If we build a company together, why would you have to register a fresh new company under your wife's name. Your wife is not a music exec in any way. Why? That looks kind of shady to start with. Then he claimed that Jude hid the group's royalty earnings, which also shows that Peter's music income was as high as $8,000 a month at some point, and then it fell down to as little as $500 a month for 5 years. For 5 years. Oof. So that's like he went from making $96,000 a year. Yeah, this is just royalties. So he went from making 96,000 to making just 6,000 allegedly, because all of this is allegedly. Peter talk Campbell before na talk say na the mango drop. Peter said this. He also said that Jude converted $767,544.15 in royalties. So that's $764,544.15 in royalties for himself. Paul came out swinging in defense of his elder brother, as in defense of Jude. Came out swinging, saying, yeah, all their efforts to frustrate his bail have finally collapsed. Welcome home, brother. Hashtag Jude engees and happy birthday. And also Paul had written earlier that let's call a spade, that Peter is doing this, putting Jude in prison. Like Peter is one behind this. So let them not look at it as if EFCC just decided to go through the books. But my point is this: even if it is Peter that is making the allegations and Jude's hands are clean without any reason for EFCC to raise an eyebrow, thinking, oh, why do we have money here that cannot be explained or accounted for, or why is the book showing that money is missing one way or the other, he wouldn't be in prison. So I feel, in a way, if from what I'm reading and what Paul said, Peter didn't put Jude in prison. Jude put himself in prison. I'm not taking sides, let me be honest. I don't want you people thinking, oh, he's taking sides. But it's like you telling the one who reported a case for robbery or theft, and then they catch the culprit, and then they see, oh, questionable things, and the court wants to decide, okay, we found some things that are incriminating, but we want to know for sure. You have to prove your case in court that, okay, these things are not incriminating, blah blah blah, and then the court start taking their own actions. Then you start blaming me that came to report the theft, instead of looking towards the person and saying, oh, why do you have some questionable things in your possession as well? It just doesn't make sense. I feel coming out there doesn't even make you look like you're painting your brother bad. It just makes you look like maybe you're not smart, or maybe you are just so biased in the whole situation and you're not helping the matter either. Sometimes it's just good to be silent. I really don't know why a lot of these guys feel the need that they have to always write on social media. Sometimes it's just about you being quiet, because if you write or you don't write, they're going to talk. Even if you come out and say the truth, there are still people who will tell you that you're lying. And if you come out and lie, there are people that will say even that your lie is the truth. So, like, man, I don't know. Nobody gives a F about, like, some certain details, though. You guys just let everything play out. Like, this whole feud is so messy, to be very honest. And I think if these guys had a WhatsApp family group, I'm pretty sure that, like, they would need like 10 therapists in that WhatsApp family group trying to help them sort their shit, because it is quite messy. It is quite messy. But then, yes, release landed Jude at his party, and it was welcomed home by other celebrities. Like I said, it looks like a lot of like colleagues that they had in the game when they were all together are all tilting towards one side, because it's looking like it's a majority carry the votes. Like it's 2v1, so let's join the two rather than stay with just one. Our loyalty will be with the two guys. So you had like Clarence Peters, Jay Martins, all of them were in attendance at the birthday party, family and friends. It was just vibes and all of that. You know, you imagine walking out of jail and straight into a birthday toast. You're popping champagne, you have food, cake and everything. It's not a bad way to come out of jail. But then the legal saga continues. Like, this is not over. The next court day is for, oh, so I think it's even two different cases, because now I'm just reading it. The money laundering trial of 1.38 billion naira resumes trial May 23rd, while the $767,000 music royalty theft case is for June 4. So it's two different things that he's been arrested for. Oh yeah, so that was why the first bail was set for, I think, 100 million, and he was able to perfect that bail, the bail terms, and it was released. Then he was picked up again for the $767,000, which the bail was set, I think, for 50 million naira. Oh, okay, now this makes sense. And Peter is expected to return for cross-examination. That's for the second case, the June 4 case. Jude obviously has pleaded not guilty on all charges, and his lawyers say they are ready to fight tooth and nail in court. Let me know what you think. Would you take a family member to court? Not even just any family member, your blood brother, to court? Or do you even think it is totally impossible that things can get this messy between you and your brother? But even if it did, I don't pray this for anyone. I don't even pray it for myself or anyone, to be fair. I don't even pray it for even these guys that are going through it. I wish they can resolve this and have this whole thing settled amicably. But if, let's just hypothetically imagine that you are in this case, what would you do if you were a Peter, and what would you do if you were Paul in this situation? So let's know what you think in the comments as well. Alright, so if you enjoyed this content so far, a follow to the page will be highly appreciated. A like and a comment as well. Let's get this thing active, because it's the mango drop. We keep bringing you slices of sweet gists that we call mangoes, but you call them gists. Okay, I'm out before I say any more corny shit.